Follow you guys. Good. You're not falling. So tonight's review is a little late. I went out to dinner with Mom. We deserved it. We had a hard day at work. And we have delicious food in front of us and we ate so much we were so full that all we kind of want to do now is sleep. But I have to get a book review going tonight. So that's what we're doing. Tonight I'm going to look at another comic, and I'm sure I want to say this is just a volume of comics. I'm not sure if it would be a trade book. I didn't look it up, so I apologize. But it is the first volume, or the first trade book, of Frank Miller's Sin City, which I fell in love with Sin City back when their movie came out. I saw the movie, fell in love with it, and then I always wanted to read the comics. So here we have the first comic, which I bought because I saw it, and I literally kind of scampered and skipped and ran over to it because I was so excited. So this one is The Hard Goodbye, and it's Marv's storyline, which Marv is probably, out of the three that we had in the movie, he was my favorite one out of all the stories. Now, basic summary on this. We have Marv, in which he wakes up in a lousy room in a lousy part of town, only to discover that the goddess next to him is dead. So with his knack of solving puzzles and his unusual way of getting answers, Marv hunts down the person responsible for trying to frame him and for killing his beloved Goldie. Now, key note, Goldie is just a prostitute, FYI. She comes to Marv for protection. So just don't get too much of that confused, but Marv is just very adamant about her. Now, things that I liked with this book. First off, I'm a fan of Sin City, of the movie, okay? I love the fact that as I'm reading this, the movie was so strict to the book. I essentially was like, I remember this scene, I remember this one, I remember this. I essentially just felt I was reading the movie, and then the comic itself has tidbits that was left out in the movie, which helped kind of clarify bits and pieces from the movie that I was like, I don't know. So I love that in the first aspect. I also love the fact that the movie stuck really well to how the artwork is just black and white. And I feel that it could just be my own thought on it, but I felt as though the black and white is a good representation of how in Sin City and in this dark, violent, corrupt city during the nighttime, things just kind of are just right and wrong. There's just black and white. There's no gray in between or anything. So I felt like that was a representation of it. It didn't really have to be one person's right and everyone has to stick to that right. It's right and wrong between their own views. So I love that just in general. I also enjoyed how with Marv's, I'm not sure if it does the same thing in the other storylines, but with Marv's I felt like some of the line work kind of gave it the feeling that if this was a puzzle overall, then, or like a frame, is that right? I think I got that right. A frame? No, not a frame. Crap. What's the word, you guys? I feel bad. But you know what I'm talking about. In the panel. So in the panel, you would have this line work, and it felt as though if it were to be a puzzle, the line work formed a puzzle, perhaps? I don't know, but I liked that idea. It looked like it was kind of playing into Marv's strengths that he had. I also, like I said, I love Marv, mainly because he is a tough and rough guy, but he is sweet to the ladies. The fact that he is essentially a villain the majority of the time with how he behaves and how he gets answers is very villainesque. But at the same time, he's being the hero, which is the exact opposite of what you would expect of a hero in any kind of storyline. Hero is supposed to be good, hero does good, he does not do anything that would be considered bad. Marv, in this case, though, he's playing hero, but he's doing everything in very bad manners. Hi, Dad! My dad's over there. I also enjoyed the fact that with Sin City, everything is very dark. People who do not go out in the nightlife basically go home, shut the doors, lock the doors, don't leave until the sun comes back up and they go back to work and go out and do stuff. So we have a very dark atmosphere, everything is very corrupt, things are just crime is like no other, and that's what the city seems to run on, is all of this crime and corruption, things that you're like, that would never pass it in our current society, but I don't know, I kind of feel like it might these days. So perhaps a future foretelling of the world? Who knows? And let's see. Things that I disliked, I couldn't really pick one in particular. I know there are a bunch of ladies who have read this series, or at least this volume. They get very huffy about how the females are presented. Personally, the fact that I have Yagyu Jubei on a pillow that I sleep with at night, that might say a little bit more about me, that I was kind of like, boobs. Okay, boobs. So I personally didn't find a problem with it. So overall, I actually want to give this 4 out of 5 stars. I'm only giving it 4 and not 5 total because I don't want to overrate it in case there's another storyline that I love just as much, if not more. So I'm kind of trying to underrate it to keep the hope, if that makes sense. And definitely not something for the ladies unless they're kind of like me, where they don't mind the fact that it's like, hey, that's a chick who's naked. Okay. If they don't mind that, it works. If not, stay away from it, ladies. You would not appreciate it. However, the women aren't fully portrayed as being weak. They don't really have those moments. It just, with some of the storyline, you know, they just get stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, yeah. Sin City with Marv and a hard goodbye. I'm actually kind of excited that that was the first one of the entire thing. So I can't wait to read the rest of the run. I need to go and get the rest. But it's a good start. I like it. I do love it very, very much. And let's see. I was going to tell you guys something. Oh, so next week I am actually flying out to Chicago to go check out a school and go hang out with a friend. I'm going to try and get book reviews done, but if I don't get mad at me. Just FYI, I'm letting you know in advance. But if I do get one, it'll be on, I'm going to have my friend review it with me, and it'll be on a Laurel K. Hamilton book, which is definitely, it's a fantasy genre, but it's definitely not what I'm used to. Which, there's nothing terribly wrong with that. It's just I'm not used to it. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. I can't talk. And I will see you tomorrow night with a book review. I don't know which book yet. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Don't feed the trolls. Bye.